Oh, hey, welcome to the game room. Didn't even hear the door go. Really snuck up on me that time. Impressive. While you're here, why don't we have a bit of a talk about something a little bit different. My friend Chris from the Real Bit Wars put out a kind of community challenge or community call, if you will, asking people to have a look through their collection of games and put forth to the community, or put forth in video form, your favourite games that others might enjoy playing as well. So we're going to have a go at doing that. Something that I want to put out there before I start these videos though is that the game collection that has been amassed here is purely based on games that either I wish to play or that I have played and I really enjoy. There's not really anything else that stays in the game room, and that's how I like my game room. In saying that, I don't own everything. I definitely have not played everything. I don't have the time to play everything, but the stuff that I will recommend is stuff that I have played and that I really do like, and I'm trying not to focus on nostalgia. Because when we think about these games that we have amassed, not most, I shouldn't say that, but quite a number of games that we amass as collectors can be purely based on nostalgia, and I'm trying not to let that influence these picks. If yours aren't here, I would love to see them in a video as well, and if you would like to have a go at doing the same, then I would be very interested in watching those. So you could leave me a little comment down below and let me know that you've posted yours. Okay, in saying that, we'll jump into them. You're probably going to see the same shirt a few times. I'll film a few today and then film a few another time, and maybe I'll even pretend it's another time by changing a shirt or something like that. The movie magic process. Alright, here we go. Let's start with the NES. So I have sold most of my NES collection just because I have the NES Mini, which I really enjoy, and I've hacked that and put in a bunch of games that I would want to play, and that's how I like to play them. In saying that, I've kept a couple of boxes here. So let's have a look at my NES favorites. Unfortunately, even though I said this isn't going to be based purely on nostalgia, these two do have nostalgic elements because I've sold off most, and these I've kept for nostalgic reasons. So I don't have many to pick from. But in terms of NES, these are definitely cream of the crop titles. Battletoads. Battletoads, the Rare, as in the developer Rare release, this is an absolute classic. Now, I have never beat Battletoads. I possibly never will beat Battletoads. I definitely know I'm never going to beat Battletoads legitimately, just because it is that hard of a game, and because I don't want to spend that long getting perfect at it. When I play Battletoads, I like to muck about. I like to play it until I kind of hit my limit on that time, and then brush on over to, or go on over to something else. I don't want to stick with it and bang my head against the wall about how difficult it is. I just want the fun of it. Battletoads is a supremely fun game, and it is not one that you need to be playing the whole lot of the game to get that fun out of it. As soon as you start in with the beat 'em up section, I mean, that's a great deal of fun right there, the beat 'em up level, but then all of a sudden you're into this cave traversal where you're abseiling, and then you go to the turbo tunnels. Everybody knows that, but going past that, there's some rippers as well. Every time you hit a level, it's like it brings in a new kind of aspect, and that's why I think that's one of the reasons why it's so difficult as well, is because those new aspects, you have to learn kind of a new way of controlling your character. You have to learn different kind of gameplay elements that weren't there before, and then on top of that, you might not get very many goes at doing that, because the further you get up, then the less lives you have, and the more likely it is that you are going to get absolutely annihilated. So I spent my youth playing this game both by myself and with friends, and something about Battletoads is that it is great as a multiplayer title, which, some of these NES games, they just didn't work as good as this as a multiplayer title. This one was one of those things, like, I see my kids playing games now, and they love the types of games where you've got a lot of freedom and like a sandbox almost. Although this isn't a sandbox, you could make the game into whatever you wanted it to be. So if you wanted to go through and try and beat the levels with a person playing beside you, you could do that. If you wanted to make this a versus game, you could do that. If you wanted to kind of do a bit of both, or throw things out the window when they get harder, or it kind of allowed you to do more than what other games would. It wasn't just begin the level, end the level. There was so much more to it. So I've kept Battletoads just because it is one of my very favorites on the NES. And if you, for some reason, have not had a go at that, or if you, for some reason, think this is not a good game, then maybe spend a little bit of time, be a bit more open-minded, have a go at Battletoads with more than just the kind of the original way. Have a go with save states or something like that, and have a go more than just those first couple of stages, and see what you think after that. The other game that I have chosen is the Battle of Olympus. Now, this was a game that I picked up at, I think it was called a Toy World in Australia, or maybe Toyland. There's a shop like that. I remember it sold mostly toys, but then it had some video games as well. And I bought this when the Super Nintendo was out. So this game was up on the shelf, and it was going for $5, $5 Australian dollars for a brand new copy. I picked this one up and didn't know what I was getting into, and it really surprised. When you throw this one on, first of all, the soundtrack of this game is amazing. It is kind of sets the mood straight away when you're into it. It is very much a Zelda 2 style game, where it is a action RPG, where you're leveling. Oh, do you level? You collect items for your character to then use in other places. It's not as, even though there are maze sections, even though there are sections that are a bit hard to kind of figure out by yourself, it is not as out there as Zelda 2. Zelda 2 really felt like it was unfairly complex, but this one doesn't feel that way. It's just hard. It's once you know what to do, it's not hard, but like any other game, if you don't know what you're doing, then it's hard, and quite often you get into situations where it's a lot of trial and error and a lot of mucking about trying to figure out what to do. As an adult, I've played through this one with a guide. I didn't get all the way to the end, so I've never actually beat this one either, and like a lot of my games, I actually don't mind if I don't beat them. I just really enjoy playing them until I get sick of them. I don't want to get to a point where I'm completely sick of them just because I've totally worn myself out trying to beat them. So the Battle of Olympus is a big love, and if you haven't played it, make sure you do. It's a lot of Greek mythology. I don't actually know if it's completely, if all the things that it has in the game are kind of legitimate Greek mythological creatures and things like that, but I know a lot of them are. And yeah, it's just good fun. It really is. It has great sound. It's great controls, interesting story, interesting characters, and all those puzzle elements. But the thing that used to kill me was the password save. That password save now with a camera where you can take it and work off that, that's fantastic, because the password save is near impossible. Another one that I would strongly suggest playing with save states and things, because it's going to do your head in otherwise trying to write all that down or take a picture and record it down when you want to stop and take a break. So Battletoads and the Battle of Olympus are my pick as my favorite NES titles that I have in my game collection. I'd love to know yours. Leave the comments down below, or even better, make a video and tag me in it. And make sure you check out Chris at The Real Bit Wars. He's got fantastic content. I'm sure he would love to have you. When you see my next videos out, maybe give those a click and have a look at those as well. That would be great. All right, catch you later.